Good morning, everyone. Today is November 6th. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how it's November. November 6th, 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. If we haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Jamie. And this is my weekly live that I do right here on YouTube every week at 11 o'clock. And if you're catching the replay, thank you so much for watching. If you're here live, thanks so much for joining with me. I get the pleasure of sharing all things paper crafting, and I'm really excited about today's card. Have you ever had like a vision? I had this idea and I was like, I don't know if I know how to like completely execute it, but I'm going to try. And I pulled it together. I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. And I love how it came out. So I'm super excited to share it with you today. What I'd like to do is pick one particular bundle, paper, tool, stamp set, just something like a particular product. And then I make 4 cards with it. I share it on my blog. I share it to social media. And one of those cards I make right here in YouTube with you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. New month, not much going on like outside of what I'm going to talk about today. If you are a demonstrator, just a heads up that on stage registration does start today. So I'm super excited. Actually, it started 3 minutes ago for those that are silver, elite, and above. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to scoot on off and sign up myself. My green shirt. I'm in a green phase, guys. I don't know if you're like this, but I'm very much like this. Like each year I kind of get like this obsession with a color and I just buy everything all that color. And this year it's like this olive dark kind of forest green color. I'm obsessed with it and I just keep buying it in different forms, in like flowy shirts and sweatshirts and t-shirts. And so I'm in my green era. Okay, so let's dive into what I'm using this week. Brand spanking new, hot off the press, went live as of yesterday. Online exclusives. So this is the classic wedding bundle. Classic wedding bundle. Okay. Now, before you write it off and go, well, I don't have any weddings to go to, or I already have a wedding set. Okay, I hear you. I only have one wedding to go to at the end of the year. And so I don't have a ton of wedding cards that I need either. But I thought, what a cute car image. I loved it so much. And how else can we use it? And I love challenging myself. Like, let's think outside of maybe how it was directly designed for and get creative with it. And so, yeah, classic wedding makes really cute wedding cards. But we can do so much more. So one of the cards I made this week is a wedding card, and then the other 3 are not. So there we go. So this is today's card. Guys, are you ready? It's a birthday card. We're going to get into colors in a second, but love the nod to retro. But watch. Ready? Are you ready for it? I don't think you can handle it. The trunk opens. It's a regular card, so you still have the inside to write your regular sentiment and message, okay? But we have this kind of dual. I didn't grab the stamp sets for the sentiments. I have to grab those. And which one is "Have a Lovely Day" from? Okay, this could be interesting. I don't remember. But anyways, so we have a sentiment on the outside, a sentiment in the trunk, so to speak, and then you can open it and then write your message on the inside, okay? I love that little bit, and I'm going to get into more details about that in a second. Yesterday's card was my wedding card, which is this here. And yeah, I mean, the little complimentary images and things, the little just married sign. We have roses we can add. Thank you, Amy. You're the best. I don't know how you did that so fast. That's pretty impressive. Hold on. I'm going to grab it now before I forget. Flower card. And then I think my birthday is from, what is it? I think it's Simply Said, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So where was I? So I love the complimentary images. Love these little cans and the bow, like super duper cute. I posted this card on Instagram yesterday and someone made the comment and I was like, yes. She said wedding cards can be kind of challenging without making them overly girly with bows and flowers and really super girly. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Like, totally good point. So this is a great wedding card that's not overly girly or cutesy or I mean, there's a bow and roses, but you know, you can switch it up and do other things also. But that's yesterday was my birthday card. Hello, Valerie. You're watching from work. I love everybody that comes on during work. You're like, I'm working, but I'm really watching Jamie. Okay, yesterday's card is a celebratory card that you can use pretty much for any celebratory occasion. However, I happen to have a 16-year-old son that has his learner's permit and will be taking his driver's test at the end of the month in December. So we have a little ways out. And I just thought, if he passes, Lord willing, he does, this would make a really great card to give to him as just a congratulations, because I love this little card background. It's very subtle. You can't really tell, but I took a Stampin' Blends marker and outlined the cards just to give it a little extra pizzazz. And then I flicked some ink on it. So very simple design, little details here and there. And I think it makes a great celebratory card, or even better if you have someone that is learning to drive card. They think I'm on a Zoom call. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely hysterical. Judy's like, I'm working from home. I do what I want. And then Friday's card is this. You are a classic. So a couple of catalogs back, I don't remember, maybe last year, I'm going by my memory, we had, or maybe even longer than that. Anyways, at some point we had like an old car stamp set. And if I remember correctly, it had the sentiment, you're a classic, you are a classic. And so I did a little bit of making my own sentiment, you are a classic, and following, I think it's Melody on... It's so funny, you know, people by their Instagram name. So Hammond and Penny, I think that's Melody, on Instagram does this really cool cutting out these letters with the mini alphabet dies and then cutting out a bubble around them, because I'm a sucker for bubble letters. I love bubble letters. So I wanted to create, you know, something. I'm going to give this to my dad. So I just had him in mind when I was making it. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so today's card, birthday card. Let's talk colors for a second, because woo, I don't even know. Okay, I don't even know. We have, nope, hold on, I'm missing a color. Hold on, let's try this again. These are like the primary colors I'm working with: Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, Pumpkin Pie. Oh, by the way, I totally just spazzed. The Classic Wedding bundle is part of the new online exclusive goodies that just came out. A whole bunch of things came out. Lots of bundles, 2 suites. One of them is the Valentine's Day suite. Classic Wedding is just one of them. So those went live yesterday. Be sure to check them out. Lots of you are loving on lots of the things, and I'm enjoying to seeing when your orders come in, what everybody's picking. So definitely check out online exclusives, really great things. I don't know about you, but I get to a point in like my crafting and I'm like, I think I want something new, because it's just so inspiring to have something new. So if you're like me, maybe you're ready to have something new. Yes, I stamped the yellow light in the rear view window. So these are my colors that I'm working with. Okay, I started with Summer Splash. That's where I started. And then I thought, well, I want to bring in some other colors. What can I bring in? And this is when I brought in the color wheel. And on the back, it tells you like the different color theories: monochromatic, complementary, triadic, and analogous. And I decided to go with triadic. And the color wheel has this really cool like peace sign in the middle to help you figure out what colors are triadic on the color wheel. So I started with Summer Splash. So I moved my color wheel around so that the triadic line was going right to Summer Splash. And then I moved it around to see what else it was poking to. Well, it's poking to Wild Wheat. I didn't want Wild Wheat. So I went to its neighbor and pulled in Pumpkin Pie. I would never, ever have put Summer Splash and Pumpkin Pie together. Ever. My brain just doesn't work like that. So then I was like, I wonder what the third color is. So I turned it around, and wouldn't you know, the third color, it was pointing to Petunia Pop. Guys, I would never, ever have put Petunia Pop, Pumpkin Pie, Summer Splash together, but I'm kind of obsessed. I'm kind of obsessed. There's this like retro feel to it, and it's bright and it's happy. Rarely do I use pumpkin pie outside of fall and Halloween and even Thanksgiving. Like, it's just a color I don't pull out very often, like hardly ever. So I love the color wheel. It's such a great tool to stretch you when it comes to colors, when it comes to mixing colors. I don't know about you, but I tend to gravitate to the same color. I keep kind of pulling the same colors. It's a great way to stretch your creativity. This is one of the things that went live yesterday as part of the online exclusives. Not this exact one. This is the one that we got at on stage, but basically the same thing. They just moved around some of the, like, they took out, I think they took out the in colors and they put in basic beige. So if you don't have a tool like this, I'm telling you, it's worth its weight in gold when it comes to creativity, specifically color. And I'm someone that struggles with color. I tend to go to the same colors. I tend to love monochromatic. Very rarely do I do triadic. And so if you don't have this yet, it's available now on the online exclusives. I highly recommend. Just go online, type color wheel or color coach, and it should come up. Okay. Okay, let's get started. Enough yapping. Sorry, I cut out some of the things and they're dangling. So my card base, guys, is pumpkin pie. Who even am I? Hold on. I'm struggling, guys. There we go. My bone folder. My computer's on like a turntable here, and my bone folder was underneath stuck. Hello, Debbie. Hello, everyone. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I usually 9 times out of 10 will do a top fold card because I like the way they stand. I think they stand nice and pretty. Okay. I then took a piece of Summer Splash. Again, that's the color I started with, and then from there I kind of branched out. And this is 3 3/3 by 5. And I embossed it with the Dashing Details, I think it is. Hold on. Dashing Designs. Okay, I knew it had dashing in it. So Dashing Designs, 3 3/4 by 5. Love how fun this is for a birthday card. To me, this pattern screams like party, birthday, celebration, that sort of thing. So I definitely wanted to go with this. And then I'm going to mat it on a basic white that is 1/8 bigger. So it is, it's, I have to think, 3 7/8 by, no, hold on. I'm like, that is not right. Why is that not cut right? Hold on. Why is that? I must have moved it a little bit. Sorry. Let's try this again. My Summer Splash, is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. My basic white is 3 3/4 by 5. Should I write that down? I'm sorry, guys. I knew one of those measurements was by 4 7/8, and then the white is 3 3/4. People are always like, why don't you do tutorials? Why don't you give us measurements? Because I can't do measurements. I can't. I'm like completely inept. My brain just doesn't work that way. Literally, when I do eighths, like 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8. Okay, ready? No judgment. Please, no judgment. I'm just a moment of vulnerability. I'll go 3.5 in my brain, like if I'm cutting, 3.5 and a little bit. How I work. Now I know it's 3 5/8, but in my head, I just easier to do 3.5 and a little bit. Like I know what that means. So measurements are not my strength. And so I know some of you guys don't love the fact that I don't share measurements. But honestly, if I shared measurements, I would be constantly sending out corrections. If you've attended an event of mine, you'll know we start an event at the very beginning saying something to the effect of, if something's not cut right, if one of the measurements is wrong, we ask for your grace and patience because inevitably problem child over here has made a mistake without fail. Although I think the last one I didn't. I was very proud of myself. I'm a work in progress, guys. It's just not my strength. Okay, this little doodad bit is going to go down with dimensionals. onto our pumpkin pie. It is not directional, so we can just put it down however. Okay, I get asked about this black mat a lot. Yeah, same, Valerie. It's not my strength. I get asked about the black mat I use. This is actually, don't tell anyone. It's actually the black mat that came with the Stamparatus back in the day. But really you just need something squishy and foamy. You could even use like your annual catalog. You could use the silicone mat. Wow. I'm like, it starts with an S. It starts with an S. That's all I could think of. But I use this. You just need something squishy, especially when you are stamping a big old image like this. And I just realized I have the wrong image. Like this one. The outline one, not so much, but that inside cart image, you really want to make sure you're getting the inside, like the very in part of it. So here we go. Okay. Car. And we're going to stamp it in Memento Black. Okay, stamp that baby down. Beautiful. Get that out of the way. Now, I only have one, what is this, E? Yeah, I only have one E block, so I'm going to pull that off. I really need to get another one because I just kept putting the same things on and off the E block the whole time. Oh, the Stampin' Pierce mat. Oh, that's a good idea. I forgot we have that one. Amy says it's a little thicker, but it's foam and it's awesome for stamping. Perfect. Stampin' Pierce mat. It does the same thing. You just need something that has a little give to it. It's a little forgiving. We're going to do some stamping off. So I'm actually going to slide this under my grid paper for a second. You can't tell, but it's under there. And I'm going to stamp the car in Summer Splash. Stamp off first. Oh, my Summer Splash is juicy. Hopefully this is dark enough. I didn't really like, I think for all of my cart images, I stamped off because I just liked the lighter shade. I liked it not to be quite so like in your face intense. Okay. For the lights, I just realized I colored those in. We're going to use, that comes with this, not the lights, the back windows. So this is Lemon Lolly. Stamp off. Go right in between your windows. Perfect. Then we have a stamp for the tires. I'm going to use Basic Gray. Any of the grays would work. Smoky Slate, Gray Granite. 1, 2. Oh, a mouse pad. That's a great idea. I did not think about that, but that's a great idea. Now, we don't have images for all of them, so I'm going to use my Lemon Lolly Stampin' Blends for the back headlights. And then I'm going to use my Smoky Slate to color the bumper. There is a die that can cut out a bumper. I don't know if you saw it in the wedding card. Hold on. I can't color and talk at the same time. But that die cut covers the, see, I can't talk and color at the same time. It covers the outline. So you wouldn't see the black outline anymore. Listen, I would probably use my brush tip for my Smoky Slate, but it is in not good condition. So we're using the ballpoint here. Where's my other card? So see this, I don't know. Can you see that? There you go. There's a bumper image you can cut out, but I didn't want to cover these little black bits. Okay. Now, this is where the fun begins. My original idea was to have the full trunk open. And actually, I cut it and figured it out and everything. But then it's too close. So first, we're going to cut the outline. And maybe you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to there's a die over here off camera. I'm going to cut out the car. Oh, something just fell. Okay. Now, brown cow. If you had an X-Acto knife, and I even think we have brain goes blank, like an accessory that you can put on the tip of your take your pick tool. I don't have either of those, so I'm just going to use my paper snips. Now I will say you want to be very, 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 very careful, but I'm going to use my paper snips. Okay, see how this is like should come with a warning. If you cut yourself, you will bleed on your car and ruin it, so don't cut yourself. But I'm going to just cut a little slit. You may have to go over it a couple times. You may need to go over it a couple times. There you go. And you can kind of feel when you go through the paper to start it, to start my chunk. And then as long as I can get the tip of my scissors in there, I can kind of cut the rest of it. And the more I cut, the easier it is to cut. Like you kind of can open up your scissors wider. Now I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to notice something different between the two cards. Anybody notice something different between the two cards? Obviously I have to do the banner. We'll do that in a second. On the card itself. So there's a black spot. In the hang and ornament stamp set, there is a teeny tiny word that says pull. And I thought, oh, that would be great to put right there to stamp the word pull so people know to lift the trunk. Well, I stamped it and then decided I didn't like it. So then I just took my Stampin' Right marker and colored black over it. Not ideal, but it works. Now, you could just fold this back and give it a good crease, but I'm going to use my trimmer blade to help me out and just give a crease line there that I can really open that up, the trunk up, and not have it look not good. See how nice and smooth that is? Now, if you had an X-Acto knife, you could actually just, with the X-Acto knife, cut the whole trunk. But I used my scissors. So now you can see why I didn't go to the full trunk, because it's like too close over here. It left like a tiny little sliver of cardstock, and I just felt like it was going to rip. So that's why I did that. And I just realized I didn't cut the back. Let me just, I think it was 2 by 2.5. Let's try 2 by 2.5. I'm going by memory, but that's never a good thing. Let's see. Does that? No, that's way too big, Jamie. Like ginormous big. Let's try 1.5. You just need like a little piece of white to go on the back so you can stamp it. Okay, that's perfect. For my sample too, it just hung off a little bit over here in the corner, but I just snipped it with some scissors. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals on this puppy. I found it was easier to stamp the sentiment after the back was put on it, if that makes sense. I'm really loading this up because I don't want anything sinking. I want it nice and sturdy. Perfect. Okay. Some of these are going to hang over. Let me get my silicone mat because it's my friend. Oops, don't do that. Okay, all of them off. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to layer this over. I'm going to have one side's going to kind of stick out, as you can see, but no big deal. I'll slide my paper snips under there and just give it a bit of a haircut. And there we go. Okay, so thanks to Amy. The Have a Lovely Day is from the flower cart. So for the most part, the sentiments in the classic wedding stamp set are wedding related. So if you want to make it something else, like a birthday card or something like that, you're going to have to probably pull in another stamp set. My sample, I did Summer Splash, but I'm going to stick with Petunia Pop. Try something a little different. And it fits like literally perfect. How fun is that? I don't know. Maybe I just don't have enough of a life, but I think that is just so cool. Okay, we're gonna put it on our card front. You can close the trunk. Like there-ish. Okay. And now we're gonna do the banner. So in the dies, we get one banner like this. And on this is, wait, where's my, come back, silicone mat. Your silicone mat will be your best friend, so have it handy. You can cut the banner on which all the little doodads are going to be adhered. So you have this, and then you also have this, which cuts out the little doodads. Now, I will say it's so subtle. It's so subtle, but it makes a big difference. I need something to point with. So subtle, but the tops of the little triangle, so up here, down here, are slightly, is it concaved? Whatever that word is, slightly indented. So like this is straight, this is straight, this is slightly in. Straight, slightly in. The slightly in is the ones that are going to go on top. If you aren't able to figure out which ones are slightly in, it's not the end of the world, but it just sits a little bit better when you can figure it out. And it's not like I can see that's the swoopy. I'll call it the swoopy. There's the swoopy and swoopy. And so I'm gonna line these up like soldiers ready for assignment. Swoopy and swoopy. You can tell it's very subtle, but you can see like the top is just a little bit indented. It's not just perfectly straight. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put dot, come on, there we go, dot, come on, dot, dot, goose, dot, dot. And then I'm going to take the nifty take your pick tool. And then now I will say downside to this is that they don't dry right away. So like in my sample, I'm like, stop moving. But like this one needs to move a little bit. You have to just play with it. There we go. Come on, there you go. Ah, see, and then it moves. You know what? A glue dot might be better, but then you have no wiggle room. So I like the liquid glue because you have just a little bit of wiggle room to fiddle with it if need be. Do you hear the concentration? The concentration is strong in that one. Okay. Oh, that one moved. Get back over there. Get back over there. Okay. We have one extra one. Now for the bows, I'm going to use the same bow that I used here. Okay. We're just going to give it a little bit of a haircut. So I cut it out of pumpkin pie. Just going to snip the bottom. Oh, that was a really bad snip. That was like not my best work ever. Well, it's going to have to do. And then Petunia Pop. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, second one's better than the first. And then again, silicone mat is your best friend because I'm going to put way more glue on this than I need. And it's going to seep, but it doesn't matter. It's on the silicone mat, so it's just going to pop right up. It'll like roll off. And the pumpkin pie one's going to go on the right. Petunia Pop's going to go on the left. We're going to let it be. Let it chill a little bit. Okay. While that's chilling, I want that to dry a little bit more before I start messing with it. We're going to do sentiment. The happy birthday sentiment, again, you're going to have to pull in sentiments from other ones if you want to make something other than a wedding card. Happy birthday. Oh, I put it away, but I need it. Get back here. is from the Simply Said. I use this stamp set all the time, literally all the time. It just covers all the bases. And when I'm, hold on. When I'm stamping a thin sentiment, me personally, I like to stamp it on an oversized piece of paper, cardstock, and then trim it down. I find it's just easier than trying to stamp something straight on an itty bitty piece. So, happy birthday. Is that straight? Well, straight enough we'll go with. And then I'll pull in my trimmer, which has paper all over it. And can you see, kind of ish? And then I'll just give it a haircut. Like, I'll just eyeball it. Yeah, like that looks about right. It ends up being like 3/8 of an inch. Pretty tiny. Okay, because I'm obsessed with banners, we're going to snip the end in a banner. So I like to go up the center, and then one corner, and then the other corner, and it's kind of even-ish. Did I pull in mini dimensionals? No, they fell. Okay. We're going to bring in some minis. Way more than we probably need, but I can't help myself. While that's drying, we're going to adhere this down, and we're nearly done. Oops. Okay. Like that. Okay, let's see how this is. Are we dry-ish? I just need it dry-ish. It doesn't need to be completely dry, just somewhat dry. Okay, flip that baby over, and we're going to put, so if you aren't doing the mechanism of the trunk opening, I really liked the banner, the way it looked when it was kind of cockeyed like that a little bit. Like, that's how I really wanted it to go. I love that look of it kind of draping. But if you do that too high, the bow will prevent it from opening, the trunk opening. So you have to do it low enough that when the bows fold back, right? So when the bows fold back, they're not getting caught, if that makes sense. So just keep that in mind when you're adhering the banner down. You need your bows low enough that when that trunk opens, it's not going to hinder that fold. The other things, I'm only going to put mini dimensionals on the middle 3 banners, because if I put them on all of them, we will seal it shut, and that defeats the whole purpose. So we're going to just do the inner 3 like so. No, don't stick. Okay, so 1. Oops, that did not fall where I wanted it to fall. 2. It is a little delicate. If I knew it was dry, I could handle a little bit more, but it's not dry. There we go. Okay, so then our banner. I love this banner. Hold on, that 1 dimensional is a little high. You can see it just ever so slightly. Okay, so a little low enough so that the bows can open. Is that center? That's not center. Don't commit. I put it down. I'm like, that is not center. Now, I haven't pushed on that, so it's not like down. Hello, Miss Allison. So I haven't pushed down. If I need to, like, I'm going to try that mechanism of opening the trunk. And if my bows are too high, I can still pop that up. Like, this isn't committed. I haven't like pushed. So just lay it down lightly. Test out your mechanism of opening the trunk. Make sure you're good. Mine's good, so I can commit. Okay. How stinking cute is that? So happy birthday. Yeah, it's a nice birthday, but guess what, guys? Have a lovely day. And then on the inside, you can, I have, is this the one I have? Yeah. You can put, wait, is this? Yeah, it looked long. You can put your other piece of white to have a written message on the inside. Ta-da. fun. I love the colors, like a touch of retro going on here. I love that it's simple. You could totally make this. It's not overly complicated. You just have to be patient with your scissors. So this is today's card. Yesterday's card is my wedding card. Tomorrow's card is my celebratory card for hopefully my upcoming 16-year-old when he gets his license. Fingers crossed. And then Friday is, I plan on giving this one to my dad because he's a classic, and just using, again, that car, although it's kind of designed for wedding and so many cute little additional things you can add to it. Makes really great wedding cards, not too cutesy bows and all frilly, but it also does a lot more. It's really fun just to use for all occasions and to have. So let me do this, and then I'm going to put my link, jamieb.com. Maybe, there we go. This bundle is available now. It literally went live yesterday, so it's hot off the press. The classic wedding bundle. If you get the stamps and dies together, you'll save the 10%. Be sure to check it out. You can do lots with it. Really fun. Loved it so much. Had a blast stamping with it yesterday. So check that out. If you have any questions, let me know. Go to jamieb.com. You can sign up for my weekly email. You can follow me on social media. You can head to my blog. You can order and get the starter kit, all the things. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you learned a little bit and felt inspired, and you get crafting sometime this week if you haven't already. I'll be back next week, same time, same place, and I hope to see you then. Happy stamping, everyone. Have a great day.